Yo, what's up, guys? How you guys doing today? This is Stephanie Jimenez from the Roto Beast team, and I'm here to present you our NBA picks for Wednesday, January 3rd. If you're new to this channel, please make sure and click the subscribe button below. This way you can watch all of our NBA, NFL, and MLB videos. And please make sure and click the like button on this video as we really appreciate it. So, we got a monster slate, 12 games. There's a lot of great spots to really attack. So, if I miss somebody, I'm sorry. There's just a lot, and I just want to narrow it down a little bit. So, that's just kind of, how I go about it. So, we'll just jump into the games I'm going to be targeting first. I like Houston. Going into Orlando, this game has a 221 implied total. Houston's favored by 7.5. Then we got Phoenix going into Denver to face the Nuggets. This game has a 218 implied total. Denver is favored by 11. Then we got Toronto going into Chicago to face the Bulls. This game has a 215 implied total, and Toronto is favored by 5. We got Minnesota going into Brooklyn to face the Nets. This game has a 213.5 implied total, and Minnesota is favored by 6.5. And a couple other games I'm really liking. I'm really going to be targeting, but they don't have lines out yet for them. One's going to be Cleveland at Boston. I think this is going to be a really good game. We got Golden State going into Dallas to face the Mavericks. And the last game is going to be a great game to target. It's going to be OKC at Los Angeles to face the Lakers. So there's a bunch of good games. Like I said, it's going to be hard to really pick and choose which way you want to go on this slate. But we'll jump into point guard. Russell Westbrook, 12-3. You need 61, 62 for him to hit value. The guy's been playing very well. He's back to doing what Russell Westbrook did last year against my Lakers in an up-tempo game. You gotta love him in this spot. I think he's definitely one of the top plays, period, on this slate. Next, we got Chris Paul. His price is up. You need 50 for him to hit value. 50 is a big number. He hasn't hit 50 in a while, but that was with James Harden in the lineup. James Harden's out now, so Chris Paul's definitely going to have to step it up. Going against Orlando in a very up-tempo game as well. I do like Chris Paul in this spot. I think he's a really good play. Then we got John Wall. I like John Wall. His price is still very fair. 9.5. For him to hit value, you need about 47. I definitely think he can get there. He's averaging 40 on the season. As long as he plays his full allotments of minutes, I definitely like John Wall in this spot. Going against the Knicks. You can go with Curry. He did very well his first game back. I'm not really gonna target Curry in this spot. I think he's a solid GPP play. You got Kyrie. Kyrie's going against his old team. People are gonna tell me, why am I not talking about him? I think he's solid. Thing about it is, I don't like the price tag. 9,000 for him to hit value. You need 45, and he hasn't got 45 too much lately. Same thing with Curry. I don't really care for the price too much. A guy that I do like though, Eric Bledsoe. I always talk about him, and he always, is fairly consistent. He's had pretty much one bad game in the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. He just went off against Toronto. This guy has, 45, 50 point upside any night. His price tag is just very low, and it's just staying very low, and he's playing his minutes. You need 35 for him to hit value. He's one of my favorite plays on this slate. Then I'm going to talk about Ricky Rubio. I know Ricky Rubio. He's nothing special. You guys are like, why the hell are you talking about him? But, he's been playing well for the most part. For him to hit value, you need about 26, 27. He's averaging 26 off one of the best games of the season. Nasty points. You can't expect that. But I think you could expect somewhere, right around his average of 26 tempo game. I think Ricky Rubio is in a great spot. Lastly, a guy we'll quickly talk about, if he's starting again, Tyler Ennis. He made 2 starts this season. The only Houston. He played 45 minutes. It did go into overtime, so this was an outlier. He got 44 fantasy points. I think if he can play about 30 to 32 minutes in this game, he'll get you, I think, close to 30. Definitely, I think he'll hit value. Value is only 20 for him. So if he's going to start again, I think he's in a great spot once again. Then we got DeMar DeRozan. He's coming off the best game of his career. Scored 52 points. Don't chase that. He's not going to do that again. But he's in a good spot here against Chicago. 45 is what you need for him to hit value. He's averaging 39 fantasy points on the season. I definitely think he can get there to value. I don't know. I don't know if I would really trust him in cash games just because the price is up, and I think there are some other guys that we could pay down for that could kind of get you the same, point per dollar or a little bit more. But he's a solid play. Bradley Beal. I mean, these guys, I'm not picking them because they're doing it, but I'm just realizing this dude's coming off pretty much the best game of his career, 67 fantasy points. Don't chase these numbers, but that just shows you that they're playing well. Bradley Beal has at least 40 in 3 of the past 4. 8.4 price tag. You need about 42 for him to hit value. I think he's a really good GPP play. Then we got Booker. He came back. He's been back for 4 games now. He's got you at least 36 fantasy points. For him to hit value, you need 38. This is going to be a really, really up-tempo game against Phoenix. One thing I will note, this is a really up-tempo game for Phoenix against the Denver Nuggets. One thing I will note is they just played tonight. He played 41 minutes, so just if you hear anything about, they're going to monitor minutes or anything like that, because he is kind of coming off an injury just 4 games ago. But if he's going to play high 30 minutes, he's in a great spot once again. I think he can have a really good game. Then we got Middleton. This guy is just a guy people don't talk about. They don't play him very much. But he's just consistent. He's averaging 35 fantasy points on the season. He's playing massive minutes. For him to hit value, you need about 37. Once again, I like Middleton. I've been playing him, especially against the Pacers. The Pacers are a pretty up-tempo team. So this is a great spot once again for Middleton. Then the guy I like that I feel he's just still too cheap, Wiggins, 5.8. Going against Brooklyn, this is going to be a very up-tempo game. You need about 28 for him to hit value. He's averaging 29 on the season fantasy points. Thibodeau is going to play his starters a lot. So he's going to play, high 30 minutes. He's coming off a great game against the Lakers, 47 fantasy points. I like Wiggins once again here. Real quick, just another guy I'll note. I like Gary Harris. He's playing very well right now. He's playing high minutes. He's playing 38 plus minutes a game going against Phoenix. This is a really good spot for him and for Will Barton on the same team. Both of these guys are definitely solid plays. Small forward, you got LeBron. He only played 33 minutes tonight, which is encouraging. Because he's going to be on a back-to-back tomorrow. He's still got 55 fantasy points. LeBron is just LeBron. It gives you a high floor for your cash games. Of the 3 small forwards that you could pay up for, LeBron, Antetokounmpo, Durant. I definitely think I like LeBron the most. Durant is cool, don't get me wrong, but Curry's back now. Draymond's back. They're back to being healthy. So you're going to see more of what his average was of 48 fantasy points on the season. I think this is even outlier. I think his average is probably about 45 with everybody back, which is fine. He's still scoring. He's just not getting all the extra stats that he was getting with the other guys out. So I definitely do like LeBron of the 3 to pay up for, but all of them are great options any night. You got Jimmy Butler. You can save $2,000 off of LeBron. Go with Butler. He's going to play the minutes. Going against the Nets in the up-tempo game. I really, really like Butler in this spot. I think he's the guy I probably would prefer to pay up to. He's got you 49 in 3 of the past 4. I think he gives you a high ceiling as well. He gives you a high ceiling as well as LeBron. But I think LeBron's floor is a little bit higher than Butler's. Butler, he's averaging 40 fantasy points on the season, but he is 2,000 less. So I really like Jimmy Butler. You got Paul George. The minutes are there. He plays a lot of minutes. He's gonna be going against my Lakers. We are pretty much the most up tempo team in the league. Paul George is showing upside. 50-point upside a bunch of times this season. 40-point upside a lot. He's averaging 38 fantasy points on the season. For him to hit value, we need about 44. I think he could definitely get there against my Lakers in a very up tempo game. Then we got Kawhi. I mean, he's coming off the best game of his season, 30 minutes. He went off for 25 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals for 50 fantasy points. I'm not sure if maybe he'll play his first back-to-back tomorrow or if he's going to sit. This is something we'll have to monitor throughout the day. If he is going to play and he's going to play 30 minutes like he did tonight, then I think he's going to play once again, at the same price tag. If he does sit, a guy that I really like is going to be Kyle Anderson. 4,900 against Philadelphia. They are a very fast-paced team. This guy earlier in the year when he was starting and he was getting, the minutes, he was playing very, very, very well before he got hurt. So if he's going to start for Kawhi Leonard, if Kawhi Leonard's out tomorrow, I think he can be a really good cash game play. One more guy I'll talk about down low. I like all the different Nuggets against Phoenix. It could get out of hand. It could be a blowout. I'm going to warn you about that. But, the guy, his minutes are there. He's playing solid minutes. He's averaging 21 fantasy points on the season. He has 40-point upside. We've seen it before. Going against Phoenix, a team that pretty much doesn't play any defense. I really like Wilson Chandler tomorrow on this spot as well. Now we got power forward, Anthony Davis. Anytime he's on the slate, he has to be considered one of the top plays. You need 55 for him to hit value. He's averaging 49 on the season. If I was going to choose between Davis and Cousins, I would probably go with Davis just because he's 1,100 less than Cousins. But Davis, he's in a solid spot once again. Tomorrow going against the Jazz without Gobert. Porzingis, he's a solid play, but he played tonight. He's on a back-to-back tomorrow. Simmons, against the Spurs, I don't really care too much for this matchup. You could definitely consider him. A guy I will consider is Aldridge on the other side of the ball against Philadelphia, up-tempo team. He's playing minutes. The minutes are there. That's what you got to really like. He's got to watch and make sure you don't hear no news about him being, minutes are going to be watched as well because he's on the back-to-back because they played tonight, etc. But if he's going to play his regular minutes, he's averaging 39 on the season, 8.4 price tag, you need about 42. I definitely think he can get there with full minutes against the 76ers tomorrow. Aaron Gordon. I like him against Houston. It's gonna be a very up-tempo game. He's playing, a lot of minutes. He's pretty much our leading scorer on the team. He's getting the most shots. He's definitely shooting them, and he's getting his rebounds still. When he gets his occasional blocks or steals, it really pumps up the stats. He's averaging 35 on the season. You need 40 for him to hit value. I think he's a really good play at this price tag. I think it's very fair. Like I said, leading the team in scoring. He's a good play tomorrow. Then we got Gibson. Just solid cash game play almost every night. You need 30 for him to hit value. He's averaging 27 on the season. He's one of those big guys that definitely gets his minutes. That's why we always love the Timberwolves because, they get their minutes. And against Brooklyn, Gibson is definitely a great play. A guy that I think I like a little bit more, though, Serge Ibaka. He just came off a game where he played 37 minutes. You can't really think he's going to play 37 minutes again, but he's starting to get back to the 30s again, which is really, really promising. If he's going to give me 32 to 34 minutes, at 5,800, we need, 28 for value. He's averaging 27 on the season. He's playing well right now. I definitely think he's going to get us very close to value. I think he's a really solid cash game play tomorrow. And one guy I'll quickly bring up as well. If Kuzma's out, he's saying he's questionable for tomorrow. It's looking like he's probably going to sit. Larry Nance is probably going to start. He's going to probably get solid minutes. If he starts tomorrow because Kuzma's out, that's one less backup for them to worry about. I really like Nance. For him to hit value, you need about 23. He's averaging 23 fantasy points on the season. So if he's going to start tomorrow with Kuzma being out, I think he's a really, really good play. Center, DeMarcus Cousins, value 60. He can definitely get there. Don't get me wrong. But I think there's other guys I'd rather pay up for on this slate. He's always going to be a really good GPP play. I mean, 83-point upside. He went against for Dallas, so it's there. But he's a GPP play in my opinion. You got Jokic going against Phoenix. The price tag is there. You need 50 for him to hit value. He got you 50 last game, but he hasn't really been getting you 50 too often. He's been in the high 30s, low 40s for the most part. So I think he's a GPP play as well. Jokic, against Phoenix, really, really up tempo game on a back-to-back. I definitely think he could dominate. Guy like a little more. Karl-Anthony Towns going against Brooklyn. Brooklyn, they have no big men to stop him. He's averaging 43 fantasy points on the season. At his price tag, you need about 48, 49. This is a really, really good spot for Towns. I think he's my favorite center. I like Karl-Anthony Towns a lot in this spot. We got Clint Capela. We know what this guy does. When he gets minutes, he's averaging 35 fantasy points on the season. So that tells you, what it is pretty much right there. He's a very active guy. 7.7 price tag. You need about 37 for him to hit value. I could definitely see him getting there against Orlando. This is going to be a really, really fast-paced game. These two teams are two of the fastest-paced teams in the league. So Capela, he's in a really good spot right here. Then we got, Randall, he's been on fire. Boyembo been on fire. But my boy Adams, against the Lakers, we have no big men that can really, to guard him. Big men always dominate against us. The guy's averaging 30 fantasy points on the season. 6.7 price tag. You need about 33 for him to hit value. He's playing, 30 minutes a game. I really like Adams in this spot tomorrow. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with my picks. Sorry if I sounded kind of boring. There was a lot to go through today. So we'll just jump into it. At point guard, a guy I really like. The price is just very fair. I like Eric Bledsoe. Shooting guard, this one's tough. This one's very tough. Think I'm going to go Wiggins, though. Small forward. I don't know. I think that Leonard's gonna sit tomorrow. To be honest, I just have a feeling if Leonard sits, I really like Kyle Anderson. He's gonna start. The price tag is very fair against Philadelphia. Power forward, I'm gonna go with Ibaka right here. Center, I told you who I like that center. Karl-Anthony Towns. Boom. So this gets you 6,500. I like something like this a lot. I'm gonna be honest. Somebody I really like though is I also like Butler. But if you go, this is nice, but you would probably want to pay up here. You can go a little bit more of a balanced lineup. Go something like this. 5,000 still. So you can go either way. You can go this way. Butler's in a great spot. I like him a lot. Towns is my favorite center. So either this way, you can go more of balanced, or, you can go with Wiggins, and then you can go with like a LeBron. So there's a lot of ways you can go. There's a lot of ways you can go. But like I was telling you, if Leonard sits, I'm just going to play Kyle Anderson. I like him. You can go a lot of routes, but this is something that I'm liking. So, hey, if you haven't already, please make sure to click that like button. You want to talk about somebody that I missed, or, just a little bit more about somebody, hit me with a comment below. And, hey, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Let's get this money.